Well, what's the crack, everybody? How are you getting on? You're all very welcome to a Ramble Pod. This is a Ramble Pod with a difference, this one. I think we might be up to like 84 or 85 at this stage, but I'm just calling it live. The live Royal Ramble, because it actually worked. We got it working. It's a different one. We went through Get Vocal on Sunday night. Today is currently, as if I'm going to take that length of time. Currently the 5th of the 5th, so it's actually Tuesday. We recorded it Tuesday night, or Sunday night. Had a crack off it. Fired it up, got it going finally on the second attempt from the previous week. Got it rolling, and it was good crack. People joined in from YouTube, people joined in with the chats over on Facebook. Periscope, I don't know. I know a good few people watched it. I don't know how many. Can you comment? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not up to it yet, as of yet. But the cool thing about going through Get Vocal, I left it wide open so anybody could jump on. Soon enough in the future, they will be purely down to the Patreons. Will be the people that can jump on. And jump on they did. In fairness, there was a few people watching, throwing in the odd comment and all the rest of it. But on the video chat, because there's just 4 spaces, one for me, the host, and people can jump in and out. But on the particular night, couldn't have been better podcast listeners. Mick Conlon jumped on from the String Ninjas. He's an avid listener and a Patreon. And Marina Doherty jumped on. She is basically the everlasting feature that is in front row of every single Roisin Dove that there is. And Gaz Wilson jumped on, a chap who's been listening since day dot and allows his young fella every so often to listen to the PJ Gallagher episode. So he will be glad of what's coming up this week, which I just got done there now. So yeah, I'm going to do these on the regular now that we have the means to do it and do it well. I'm going to do it on the regular. I'm going to put up a subject and we'll chat about it. We'll have the natter about it. I'll host it, I suppose, and throw out my opinions and all the rest and see what the gang was. And people will jump in, jump out. It's just another way of doing it, isn't it? A bit of crack lets people kind of get involved. I really, really, really enjoyed it. It was really good crack. It was almost like a bit of live performance. It wasn't like the stuff I've done over the last couple of weeks and, with other things. I guess because I was the host and people were having a good crack and we were cracking jokes and just chit-chatting and all the rest of it. But like I said, it'll be more subject-themed coming up. So we can actually have an old natter about that. The amount of questions I've been getting from barbecue questions, from lads I know who've been toying with the idea, but people who I don't know. So I am going to do one on barbecuing. I know, weird, it might just be me talking, and I've chatted a bit before, but at least with this, face-to-face, people can jump on. It's better than Zoom because it goes out to YouTube Live, it goes out to Facebook Live and Periscope Live. And it's just a bit more podcasty, you know what I mean? It's more conducive, as they say, to podcasting. So I'm fucking loving it. So keep an eye out. If you're not a Patreon, why aren't you? Why aren't you supporting the show if you're not a Patreon? It's a simple enough thing to do. You know what I mean? These will become eventually Patreon only and all the rest of it, because you've got to give those people something extra. So for $3 a month, you can jump on, shilling some. Thank you very much too, by the way, to everybody who has jumped on in the last week or so. We've had it's fantastic. It's just brilliant to see it. People contributing towards the podcast and they get something back as well in return. It's just very cool. I've got a new headset, lads. I've gotten a new fucking headset thanks to the Patreons. So things will be clearer and all the rest of it. As you may have heard, if you're not listening to the Harden Up podcast, if you haven't heard of it, some people are only brand new to it today. Brand new one out this morning. So with myself and Owen. So go look for Harden Up podcast. It's on my network as well, so you'll be able to find it fairly handy. Just follow me on the old Twitter or the Instagram. Tom O'Mahony Comedy will find it everywhere if you want. Go have a gander. It's just silliness from beginning to end, myself and Owen. Speaking like we're experts on shit, but we're not at all. With a couple of funny stories thrown in. So, without further ado, the inaugural, the very first live Royal Ramble. Sit back and enjoy. The next one will be out soon enough. Oh, by the way, if you're only listening to this in audio form, it is over on YouTube as well. It's sitting there. It's on my Twitter as well. And I'm sure it's on Facebook if you want to go have a gander at it in the real world. But if you're just jogging or out in the garden or just sitting in the bath, here's the audio version for you. We jumped in. I only started actually properly recording. I say that I have a handle on this. I probably only started recording maybe 3-4 minutes in. Gaz jumps in about 15 minutes in. And it's just a lovely old natter between people, And it's nice that I don't even fully know him, but we know each other, if you know what I mean. So sit back and enjoy the live Royal Ramble.
And then it was really funny. Like a couple of comedians sent me money, and I was like, "What's that for?" Like, you go to all our fucking gigs, man. So it's like, "Oh, cheers."
Sweet. I've been trying to do the opposite. I've been trying to send money to the people I'm not seeing. I'm actually, thankfully, I'm still working, you know. So, like, I was like, fuck it. I know how many gigs I'm missing. That means there's like, that's all the gigs that you're not getting paid for. Like,
yeah. Anne-Marie jumped on the old Patreon there and helped it out. Yeah, I like that. I counted up. I was asked last night how many gigs went missing. 76 gigs went missing in 2 days.
Don't, bro.
76.
I had 4 residencies every week.
Oh, Jesus.
And so 4 times a week, I get a reminder that I should be working.
Oh,
yeah.
I just needed to clear my diary. I just needed to delete everything.
I turn off my Google Calendar. The depression went over every second day.
I'm too scared to add up the money I haven't made. Sure, man, see, like about 3 days or something before it all actually properly started kicking in, I got off a recording contract with another band. Because they need, they did. So there's this band called Manuka Honey, and they needed strings on the single, and I know this producer, so he always calls me whenever like they need a session player. So I went in and did the single for them. So they heard it, they loved it. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna do a whole album. Can we use you? Because it's all strings." And I went, "Yeah." I was like, "Man, I was like, I could buy a new car with this." I sure. Now it's no. I don't know, man. Well, here.
You're on the Tritsky, the Polish fine.
Here, that's what's left from the free bottle Jemison sent me the other night.
Oh, they actually sent you free bottles from the gig the other night?
They gave us a bit of dosh and then they gave us a bottle of whiskey because we had
what you have to do to get that?
We had to be on brand, you see. So, like woolly hat, socks, everything. So yeah, because we did that gig on Friday for them. It was hilarious because just as I started, my speaker decided to stop working, but I didn't stop the broadcast. Instead, I stood in the corner of my room going, "For fuck's sake, you fucking work!" And I'm live on James's Facebook page. Beautiful. Got their airmate is still on our Facebook. Go check it out; it's hilarious.
That's the thing. Music is translating at least online. Like they've tried a couple of places have tried gigs with stand up, and it's dire.
But even I found doing that gig on Friday, like the little bits that you would say, the wee jokes you would make.
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't see if they were working because there was nobody like laughing.
Well,
and even when I finished the song,
done on Friday was the Zoom one, so we could actually, some of us joined in the audience. Oh, yeah. So it meant that when you were doing the gig, you could see our reaction.
That's the only way this would work.
Yeah, which I thought like kind of helped the comedians as well, you know.
That's the only way. But I was talking with Mickey about it last week, and he doesn't want to do any because he doesn't want that shit carrying on.
No, I completely understand. Like it's because the only thing a comedian can do now is doing like what Shane's doing and doing sketches.
Yeah, I want to punch.
That's literally all you can do.
All of that, like to be honest, it's unless it's ridiculous. But just the turnover of sketches, I have no will nor want. McSavage actually rang me the other day about doing sketches, so I was like, if we maybe because his shit is so dark, we might do it back and forth. Just film ourselves back and forth, just for the crack, because his stuff is so fucked up. Then I could wrap my head around it that way. But I did one for the Laughter Lounge, and they had people send in. Send in their jokes, and they were as bad as you can imagine. And I went, "Read? You want me to read this shit?" And they were like, "Yeah, if people hear the joke, they'll be delighted." So I did it, but I did it with like, as I was reading, I went, "Yeah, somebody sent that in. Somebody fucking wrote that. You should be ashamed of yourself." And just went on and through it. Like it was just dire stuff. So unless that's a good idea, actually having faces looking back at you.
Yeah, well, at least there's some sort of, then you can kind of get a gauge on how it's going.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to look on Facebook and see if you see love heart or laughter face float up on the screen or something.
But even still, I see it. There's a mate of mine. They're in Florida. Himself and the wife are doing music at the minute. They're both amazing musicians, and they've green screened out their house and everything to make it look just, it looks professional. But even still, they're both stage performers. They perform live on a very regular basis. You can see the dead in their eyes. They're like, jeez, this sucks.
I even got really nervous on Friday. I was like, because I haven't had an audience in like 7 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, there's people here. I was legit. I was going, fuck, what do I do? Oh, drink some whiskey, that'll help me.
That was actually something I was asking myself. I just did a podcast with Colgan there, and we were just talking about it beforehand. Like, when we go back to this, are we going to be shite?
Man, I'm gonna cry. I'll cry.
I don't know. I'll have to start off in a place like the Roisin because it's such a warm hug of a place.
That is.
Like any fucking.
And you can get your little gig in. Is that because I was saying that to Niall as well the last day? Like, whenever they roll it back, you're looking at the numbers for upstairs. We're putting it in the downstairs so that it's more space.
Oh yeah. Well, what are the numbers back when it rolls out? When is it? Is it July? They're allowing numbers.
No, 10th of August. Well, that's the thing. What's the story? Is the North rolling out the same way as the South? Are they trying to keep that plan, or are they going with whatever the UK?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. See, up north. So what you have is you've got DUP First Minister and Sinn Féin Deputy First Minister. And the South seems to be doing the more logical, because we're an island, we're sparsely populated compared to anywhere else. Like, you've got Sinn Féin going, well, sure, we'll just do what they're doing. But then the DUP are like, no, we can't be seen. We must do what that fucking Egypt Boris is doing. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, this isn't the time to be making political gains. It's like, just get the shit sorted out. So I really don't know. I don't know. I mean, like, I'm kind of resigned. So all my weddings that I was doing, like, up until July it hasn't changed, but everybody who was booked April, May, June have gone till next year. So, but I'd be fully expecting July.
But we're not having pubs aren't open until minimum 10th of August, and that's if there's no setbacks.
If it all goes right, 10th of August.
Yeah.
So,
hotels can open beforehand, but the hotel bars can't. So,
Right.
like, just the restaurant and accommodation.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm supposed to be starting back with Caveman in September. So.
Oh, you did that again?
Oh yeah, we've booked out the first 4 weekends of September. We've taken the Liberty Hall Theatre in Dublin.
Are you coming back up
That
here?
was really good.
Oh yeah, it's coming to Belfast. Yeah. Again,
do it in Belfast?
I don't know which one they were on about. It was wasn't a big theatre anyway. It was like about 150 seater they were on about. Just to dip their toe in the water with it.
Crescent Arts, maybe?
Maybe, yeah. But it's
that's a lovely wee theatre.
Yeah, it's a slow burner of a play, because what it does is word spreads. It's just one of those plays, and like Galway had the town hall went absolutely. They wanted it for the middle of the festival to run early evening during the festival in Galway, and then
which is now cancelled.
Yeah. So, Lord, who knows? I'd say I might be driving a van by the middle of next week. I'd say this could be change of fucking career.
Fucking hell.
You went out in the back of the van.
Is driving for Asda.
Yeah. Who's driving for Asda?
What, some fella in a Game of Thrones. My mum was saying to me earlier, she'd read on Facebook, and I went, who? She went, oh, I can't remember. She doesn't watch it. But I was like, that would be really funny if fucking just Jamie Lannister turns up in an Asda van.
Be even better if Tyrion showed up. Hey, lads.
Was.
That's the thing. All those fuckers, like, I mean, thankfully they're being called out, like all those super rich fuckers who are going on about isolation in their houses. You're like, yeah, your fucking house is full.
Yeah.
Fuck off, like.
I know. It's balls, like. But here, I didn't
you
think
couldn't
it was
decide which
much
swimming
to
pool
get
to go to.
anyway.
Say again, sorry, you cut over each other there for a second.
Oh, sorry.
Work away, Amory.
No. I was only saying about the rich ones. I was like on the task of like having to decide which swimming pool to go to today.
No, I was just saying I didn't think we'd have to go to these lengths to the United Ireland, but it seems like it might be working.
Yeah. There's being backed into a corner now at this stage, because Northern Ireland is absolutely going to be forgotten. If there was ever a wonder, did London ever give a fuck about Northern Ireland? It's I think it's here now.
Man, I lived there for 9 years, and they were always like, seriously, we just want rid of you.
Yeah. You're like that weird cousin that they don't get on with.
Oh, man, it's ridiculous. But here, that's what it is. But how's the family life? How's the Bambino?
Great. Perfect distraction. Perfect fucking distraction.
Yeah. Take up a lot of your day anyway.
I don't know what I'm doing, so it's a learning curve that's keeping my brain active. If this is like my fourth kid or whatever, I'd be going, yeah, whatever. I've done this before. So this is all brand new, so it's exciting. You know what I mean? So, and I haven't a fucking notion what's going on. Like, there's seats showing up all over the fucking place. We're convinced he did. Oh, it was weird. He said mum yesterday, but he said it like that, not like a baby. He went, all baby sounds typically and baby tone, but weirdly, I was holding him. He looked at his mother and went, mum, like a bloke. Just held his kid up now. What the fuck is that? It was the weirdest moment. Just like, mum. All right. No cutesy shit whatsoever. So he's a very, very easygoing child, according to friends. And what I found is the last couple of gigs I did like 2 or 3 gigs ended up, I was on the same bill as Deirdre O'Kane. You know Deirdre O'Kane? And she gets obviously a lot of middle-aged women who hate their kids and hate their life. And, great comedian and all that. But these are the people that tend to come to our gigs and stuff. But I was doing a bit about the antenatal class more than anything, But they invariably, immediately afterwards, women would come out to me, middle-aged women would come out to me and go, so tell me this, is he a sleeper or are you wrecked? Are you wrecked? And I kept, I'm not. That's the thing. He sleeps 8, he sleeps solidly. He's gone to bed at 7 and we will not see that child awake again till 6:30, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And I keep on saying this going, well, no. And the hatred, the immediate fucking hatred. Really?
Really, getting a full night's sleep. Look at you with all your rest.
You'd swear I was doing something to them. But it's like,
hey Tom, can I ask you a question? Sorry.
Yeah.
This platform you're on, this is new to me. Have you got your Facebook and your YouTube, everything?
Right now, let me just swing over. It goes Periscope. Listen, I'm happy to fill you in on how. The
thing is, though, all split screen services, is there's always a lag because we tried to do a gig where we could both be on screen at the same time, and it's a minuscule thing, but when we're busy, if I'm playing along to what I can hear from him, but then but what's coming back at you, it's just all out of sync. So
no, mine. This is in real time, and where we are just out the country, we don't have extremely strong broadband or anything like that. What it is now, this is again. Do not take this as if I know what the fuck I'm about to say next. I'm just using words that I'm going to say by people who know what they're talking about. Rochford, this conspiracy guys, Gordo. Basically, going direct through this crowd, when I tried it last week, the problem with Get Vocal is the bandwidth that's coming out of this is ferocious. And most computers, even high-powered computers and high-powered lines can't deal with it. But what you do is the computer game people and what use a thing called OBS. It's a different.
I've heard that one.
If I switch over here, see the way I have my logo on that there.
Right, I can't. Hold on, see. I'm in a split screen at the moment.
What can you see right now?
So I've got me and you up top, and then Anne-Marie sort of faded in behind the comments.
Right.
I'm gonna take a screenshot and then I'll send it to you later.
What can you see, Anne-Marie?
I'm on my laptop, so I've just
on
the whole thing. I've comments one side and then 4 photos here.
Yeah.
Right. Because that's what I'm seeing. But that's what you got to use for any of these things, and it works. It works through Skype and it works through Zoom as well. But you got to do a bunch of dancing around. But this Get Vocal shit is set up ready to go. But you've got to go through OBS. If the way I can put,
I can pay for that app, don't you?
Nope.
Oh,
nope.
Right.
Nope. This is no doubt soon enough we all will have to fucking pay for it. No doubt.
Once they catch you on. I know. I really wish I bought shares in Zoom before I started.
It's just about to say the same. Actually, a friend of mine, she moved over to Amsterdam with her boyfriend last year, and he works for Zoom. And he's like, they're working from home, but they're coming out with bonuses and everything now.
These lads would be all driving Maseratis,
everyone's getting pay cuts and all. They're here's more stuff.
Their office is going to look Wolf of Wall Street by the time August swings around for those kids. They're going to be so wealthy. Even I was only laughing at it the other day. It's become a vowel to Google, to Zoom, to Skype. And I remember maybe a month ago, I was chatting with Geddes and I went, we should do a Zoom podcast. He goes, what's Zoom?
Yeah.
I went, you're about to find out. And again, I'm not at the top of it. It's only talking to fucking Rochford. He told me about Zoom and Get Vocal 6 months ago.
Yeah.
He told me 2 years ago about TikTok. He says, trust me, when the time comes, every motherfucker's going to be talking about TikTok.
Yeah.
And he says, I know, it sounds like a kid's thing. But
bring back people.
But I don't think that TikTok wouldn't have gotten as popular if it wasn't for lockdown.
No,
no. Neither would shit like the Tiger King. Like that would have fell between the cracks. But because it was with all,
I still haven't watched that, by the way.
Have you not?
No, I watched the Louis Theroux documentary years ago.
I watched that one.
I remember seeing it.
Yeah, but then everyone was like, "Oh, you have to. This one's better. It's mental," and I'm like, "So it just sounds like it's been shot for Netflix as opposed to being." Do you know what I mean?
Oh no! It like when Theroux would have done his one, it was a proper documentary, and it was a standalone mad bastard. But this, like
that one though.
Yeah, but I think like they steered it in an awful direction. Like they obviously picked at the top. They went, "We're going to go with Exotic Joe. He's the weird one." But there's another guy in it that's way creepier. Doc fucking Antle. He has all the movie people.
Have you seen?
I guarantee you that he's a fucking pervert. Like
these lads are all on Cameo now, like 200 quid a pop to get a hello message from them. Like anything between 75 quid and 200 quid for one of them to send you a happy birthday. Good luck.
I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Load of the Tiger King heads. Yeah.
Jeez, I was only charging like 50 cents or something. I should really step up my fucking.
I know. Have to get an OnlyFans set up for yourself, Tom.
Oh my God, OnlyFans. This is something that was only sprung on me. I remember I was in a WhatsApp group a couple of months ago, and somebody was going on about, this girl was in at a gig that we were at in. There's Gaz Pye. How are you getting on?
Evening, Tom. How are you doing? You all right?
I tell you, this is nice and diverse. We've Belfast, Galway, Wicklow, and where are you? Are you
Leeds?
Where are you? Wicklow?
In Leeds. Over
Leeds,
yeah, Yorkshire.
Leeds City, is it, Gareth?
Sorry.
Or are you? No, my sister lives. I used to live in Horsforth.
Yeah, well, that's a district of Leeds. Yeah, not so far. Yeah. Big connection with Islanders, Leeds, aren't there? There's a lot of Irish over here and a lot of Leeds.
Mate, I know.
I've got family over in Tyrone and Galway, and
I always said Louis Walsh was a genius, coming up with these boy bands, going and impregnate the women of the world.
Oh yeah.
He's actually our neighbour at home.
Louis Walsh.
Yeah, his mum and my mum worked together. Kelchma is where I'm from originally.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Turns up in more Christy Moore songs than it probably should.
Isn't it?
Are you on the wine?
Yeah, I was actually working this week at the weekend, so this is actually my Friday.
Oh Jesus Christ.
So I'm having my weekend now.
Guys.
Yeah, I've got a can.
For fuck's sake. I won't lie.
Poland's finest here.
Oh my God, you went classy. You stay classy up there, San Diego. Holy Jesus.
They're hard workers, they are.
Just out of interest, is this coming through clear for everybody?
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah.
Perfect. This is great to know because it's gone over, like it's gone out on Facebook and it's gone over on YouTube and Periscope. I'm not going fucking looking at Periscope. I have no idea what Periscope even is, other than it's.
That's the Twitter broadcast.
Yeah.
I came out a load of years ago, but I don't think it really took off. I think it's used more for like news broadcasts.
Yeah. So the likes of
because every time I go live, nobody watches. I've got like over 2,000 followers and nobody watches.
Yeah. Guys, so we've just been discussing how well we've dealt with the fucking depression of the lockdown. How are you getting on?
It's getting tough now. I was like I said to you yesterday. I've got a 3-year-old and a 10-year-old. 10-year-old just wants to play on his PS4 all day, and 3-year-old just wants you to play a million games. It's hard, and it's just doing me fucking. I didn't know. To be fair, I can't wait to get back to work. It's what, sorry?
How's your homeschooling going?
Shit. They just don't listen. He's never seen a number. He's never seen a letter, and they don't do this at school. So it's just pointless. We try to make him do an hour, but you just end up battling with him, don't you? And it's pointless.
Yeah.
So he plays rugby, so we try and get him doing a little bit of training and stuff, and he's still
basically what you're trying to get him to is just get through on the fact that his athletic endeavours.
Yeah.
Look, it's for a lot of people. You know, sometimes you gotta go after what the kid's good at. Get them numbers and shit. Just get him good at rugby.
Yeah, he broke his thumb just on his birthday on 2nd of March. It was his birthday and he was training.
That's my birthday.
He broke his thumb, so luckily he's only missed one game at season because it's all been cancelled so far. But it's.
I was watching guys that they every so often they put up about just whatever team you support, and like Munster Rugby had sent out, and Ulster Rugby, and all of them they'd sent out basically emptied their gyms and just sent them to the people's homes, like. And it was like the lads that are on injury at the minute. You're going, you lucky bastards, you're missing nothing.
Yeah.
But the honesty of, did Simon Zebo on the podcast the other day, he actually messaged me. He wants to come on the podcast. He doesn't know about his agent was like, I don't know, that fucker curses a lot and talks real. So, but he was basically straight up going, yeah, they brought a load of gear to all the other players. Yeah. And we're like, what did they bring to your house? A couple of rubber bands. I'm living life. I'm on 750 grand a year. I'm grand. If this goes wrong, I'm absolutely fine. Like,
well, rugby league over here, because we're rugby league, government have just give rugby league a £16 million loan, to help prop it up.
Does it keep prop up? Is it not quite wealthy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of those you just don't know. You don't. They're all capped at rugby league players, aren't they? So they can only spend so much. They can't go pay a player £2 million a year because they only have a certain amount of budget. But then obviously, with season just kicked off, Super League season. I think they had about 8-9 games, and then it's just gone dead. So obviously they're still having to pay all the players and the staff. So there's teams that are lower down that fold, and it's just it's bad.
There's no physical cash coming through. No, nobody buying any food or things at the ground.
Well, they're even talking about that in the English Premiership, the World of Clubs, because that every team there has been working at a loss for forever.
Yeah,
and it's going, well, that's going to shit the bed now, because simple as that.
They had I don't know if you know about rugby league though. We've got a player for Leeds, Rob Burrow. He just got diagnosed with motor neuron disease, so he's getting bad. But he was a brilliant player for a club, and he just retired not long ago. So they had like a testimonial for one of the other players, and Jamie Jones split it with him. They packed the stadium out. People couldn't get in. It was that busy, and it was £15 a ticket. Everyone were there. Now, when you go back, clubs are going to try and put the ticket prices up 25, 30 quid. Oh, yeah. People aren't going to go because everybody's suffering with money. If you make it all 15 quid, 10 quid a ticket, you're going to pack the stadium out. Everybody's going to buy a drink, a packet of crisps, poppers, sweets for kids. You make more money, don't you?
But that was my question that I was wondering. And Mick, you're a performer. Anne-Marie, you go to gigs like no. And the question is probably more so for Anne-Marie. When this thing... Do you think the general public will want to go rushing, or will people be nervous about going back to it?
I think it's really 50-50. Like, I was actually had a chat with the girls at home last night, and they're 40. I have two best friends that are twins. Their 40th is on the 1st of September, and I said, pubs will be back open. Fantastic. One of them was like, no, until I've like 100% a go ahead, and I feel safe in a pub with not people crammed around me. I am not going out.
Mine's in December, my 40th.
I was like, you're going to miss your 40th. And she's like, I don't care. Then she's like, Martha can have a party. I'm not having a party. She goes, I'm not risking it.
And was the other, just as a scientific test,
the other sister, she didn't kind of mind. I think she's like that now, she's nearly dying to get out as well. But saying that now, one of the girls, her son did have a heart condition when he was born. He is 16 now, but I suppose she's still probably very aware of, even if she goes out, she's probably afraid to bring Anthony home as well, that kind of way too. But yeah, like
you should be all right.
Probably won't go ahead, but I'm hoping to go and see Daniel Sauce in Vicar Street in September. Is
it still on?
At the moment, yeah. At the moment,
it was until he came out with that. There was another play that I was to be in that was to tour the country, and it was kicking off in June, and up until they were still leaving it in all the theatres. They were going, it'll be up, and then all of a sudden they cut us off. Our return date, guys, is August 10th.
Yeah, I follow that Stephanie Preisner. She's really good. She puts loads out on. She answers everyone's questions on lockdown. She's really good, but we still don't know the plan. We've not got an exit route. There's nobody telling us. But to be fair, it's like I can't be asked watching it because it just makes you want to fucking top his head anyway, doesn't it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I did.
Is that God taking away on paternity leave now as well?
Say again.
Is that gobshite away on paternity leave now as well?
No.
Oh yeah.
No, he had the day off.
What? Oh, like what age is that old wanker?
53, 54 or something, I think. But did you get it? Did you hear Colin Geddes' podcast?
The lizard something, yeah.
He's got no filter at all.
No, Dennis doesn't give a fuck. Like,
no,
he lives out in the
I was
States.
watching his special today, actually.
It's in fairness, I mean, he's old Leo, our fucking Taoiseach Prime Minister. He gave the breakdown. This is the fucking layout. August 10th, everything should be back on track. If the other 5, because he gave it in 5 stages. If the 5 stages, any of them break down, we go back to the one beforehand. So don't.
Yeah.
It's quite like
which is sensible,
or
isn't
extend the one that you're in.
Yeah, you can't ask for better than that, really. Like.
Did you see his interview with Tubbs on the Late on Friday night?
He's been getting a load of shit, hasn't he? Didn't want people giving him a load of shit because he was referring to his notes, which is...
They did, because he had literally just mentioned them, and then, Tubridy kept on asking him about, in the interview, Tubridy kept on asking him about different stages, and he's like, I'm going to have to get out my notes because I've only just come up with this. He said, I have to tell you which one is in which stage. He goes, I don't want to give you false information.
But then people are giving him shit,
but it's like,
and you're like, he wants to get it right.
Not like... He also said that there could be a possibility of a All-Ireland Championship this year.
Yeah.
Just a delayed one. Yeah, but not a like as in the counties would have to play
behind club,
but no spectators. And then just put it out on RT or whatever.
It's funny, isn't it? Like a fucker, you can be guaranteed they've been working round the clock. He brings notes to the Oak and still cunts go, who's this prick bringing notes? You're like, what the fuck? Give him a fucking break, like.
It was literally like that printout that you can get, that has your 5 stages and a quick the basics of each stage of what's been re-released. You could tell that it was pretty much print out of that.
Jeez, yeah. I mean, so hopefully August 10th works. Gaz, looks like you're going to have to move here. Mick, you're going to have to.
Yeah. But is that when does that start? Then does that start next week?
Right now. Right now.
Yeah, well, the first stage is the 18th of May.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the stage we're in. Yeah, 18th of May. From 18th of May, I think 4 people can come together or something. But
outside,
I think.
What happens though when people get together? You go, you know what? I fucking don't like you. Go away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Taking on it. People going, we're coming to visit. And you're like, oh, great.
They do that social distancing enough yet.
Yeah. But it's like you wouldn't question someone. You were saying, what's the first thing you want to do? I want to spend a bit of time on my own, to be fair.
I won't lie. I was down the shop the other day and I just sat in the car. Just sat in the car.
I went shopping today and Tesco's is just literally 2 minutes from my house. And it's a big queue. Queues around car park, down street. And then we've got Aldi, which isn't so bad. And I thought, you know what? I just want to be out for an hour. I'm going to go stand in that queue. And I know, do you know what I mean? I just put. That's when I heard Geddes' podcast today. I put that on, and I just listened to his podcast while I just sauntered around Tesco's. There were hardly anybody in it because they're limiting people. Yeah, and it were nice. It were bliss.
Well, that's what I do most of my podcast listening when I'm in the queue for the shop as well. And yesterday I was listening to. Kesey's one with Mickey Dexter and Youngs.
Yeah.
And
I haven't actually heard this week's yet.
It's really funny, as you'd expect. It's not set out to be a funny podcast because there's just 2 comedians talking conspiracy theories, but it's really funny.
It is good.
When I go to the shop, I wear actually see this here.
Yeah,
that's St. Pauli, the football club. So I have a St. Pauli balaclava. So when I pull it over my face, it's got a skull here, and I have a hat. And I'm 6 foot tall and 20 stone, and I'm in the I'm in the queue standing like this, but I've got my earphones in, which people can't see because of the balaclava, and Mickey's telling dick jokes, and I'm laughing, but the people in the queue are just like, "Who is this?" And I'm just sitting there laughing. Looking like I'm gonna blow up.
Everybody gone. So crisis.
You did that. You did that live when it last lounge. You did it other week, Tom, and you fucking came on with balaclava on, didn't you?
Yeah. I did. Yeah.
That was funny.
Good lad.
I did the last record. I've actually 2 more videos. I'm just going to throw them out. I'm going to break them up into maybe 3 parts and just put them out. They were from the Laughter Lounge as well, but there was. Yeah, I think the last one that was put up, I think the Galway one went up all right. That was
Oh, actually, you were on it there on Tuesday night. You're on Carl's podcast on Tuesday night.
Was I?
Was it Jim Elliott picked your clip from the festival to go up to be shown?
Well, all right. What was the premise of the podcast?
Carl, just instead of doing the kind of live gig thing, it's more Carl doing a video podcast style thing where he talks to 2 comedians, shows their clips from the festival, and then they pick 2 other comedians.
Oh, fair enough. Good on you, Jim.
So yours is on there on. I'm nearly sure it was Jim that had picked you on Tuesday.
Jim's gone.
It's Tom Rhodes next Tuesday.
He's gone. He's lost the fucking plot. He's doing that sick fucking. Have you seen that? Have you seen
what's I'm trying to think.
Delay shit. It's like they use.
Is it ribbons or it's not ribbons? As in like
themselves up and roll up a fucking. He's doing all this shit like his missus has been doing it for ages. Jim Elliott, he was on the podcast. He got quite steaming actually on the podcast, but. They've like this. He's up about 4 or 5 stories, and he's this big angular frame out the back that I wouldn't hang a cat off of. And he's out there swinging on the fucking thing. I'm like, Jim, how much do you want to die? Like, I mean, if you're ever going to die away, do not die on fucking rib off the back of a balcony and fucking tearing you up. There's better ways to die. You don't want to be that guy. No shirt on, in a pair of fucking pajama trousers. But yeah, we were trying to describe the neighbours next door because I was talking with Colgan earlier, and Colgan is living out in the middle of fucking nowhere in Mayo, but he knows everybody now around him because they're real country fuckers. He was trying to ask me like, what's the country? Like your country, Mom would be country, isn't it?
We're actually only up the road from Swinford is like 8k from us where Colgan and the lads are.
I was trying to explain like the kind of fuckers around here, like no, like even today I just looked out our gate. There was 4 different landscaping crews were outside people's houses today on Sunday. You're like, and he's asking me like, "Are the neighbours nice?" I'm like, "The neighbours have staff. Are you fucking joking me?" I'm the only fucking knacker in the whole place. Like, just thinking,
you're still mad you got in.
I brought the tone down around here so fucking quick. It's just beautiful. It's fucking.
Good lad.
They saw you and they went, "That's 100,000 off the price of our house gone now."
Fucking Jippo Tom landed in. Listen, I'm going to pack this up because I just wanted to see would this run, and it has run fucking beautifully. I am going to make this exclusive to Patreons, but for the time, you know what I mean. I will put it out. Mick, would you send me an email to Any Comedy, and I'll give you the whole rundown on how to set this up because I've done every pitfall so far. So. I don't know if anybody was in the test last night. Gaz knows who's coming up on Buckshot this week. You know, you're going to like this week's get fucking McSavage had agreed to do it. And then he rang me on Tuesday about gigs. He was like, or about sketches. And he went, "Come here, do you mind if I don't do it?" I was like, "Why?" He said, "Because I'm not fucking funny on podcasts." He says, "I need like 17 attempts at it." Yeah. But in fairness, look, the guy he wasn't comfortable with the total opposite being Mickey Bartlett. You put him live on anything, he's going to be funny as fuck. McSavage needs a week to think about it. And he'd still be funny, but he just couldn't do it. So in fairness...
He needs the list of questions beforehand so he can prep himself.
Yeah, and I think sketch comedy is his thing. Like, but in fairness, I just rang PJ and went, "Oh, fuck, we've been planning on going on a podcast, a whiskey podcast, to get drunk as fuck, tasting different."
Yeah, that'd be good.
So we're going to do that one as soon as this shit comes to an end. So we're going to... So as an exclusive, this will be out... I'm doing it with him on Tuesday. It'll be out Wednesday morning for the Patreons. And we'll do a couple of more Ramble Pods like this. So just keep an eye out on the old Patreons and all the rest of it.
100%.
Your Starburst initiation done. Thank you very much.
Not about it. Stay safe.
Cheers. Bye.
Take care.